Every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt.
WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Sports Center.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news from the NHL. The Flyers have fired coach John Tortorella. Philadelphia's got one of the worst records in the East and is on its way toward missing the playoffs for a fifth consecutive season. Associate coach Brad Shaw named interim head coach. Today is opening day for Major League Baseball in the U.S. and Canada. 14 games on the schedule, including the World Series champion Dodgers hosting the Tigers. 6:30 Eastern ESPN Radio, 7 Eastern on ESPN. Dodgers hoping Mookie Betts can play. He'd been dealing with an illness that led to him losing 18 pounds. After missing 2 weeks with an injured shoulder, Duke forward Malik Brown could return for tonight's Sweet 16 game against Arizona. Arkansas leading scorer Duke Thero's status against Texas Tech tonight uncertain. He's been out the last month with a hyperextended left knee.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
Never miss a second of Huntsville Havoc hockey.
It's a back to Ruffin. That's good. Huntsville has tied it up. 6 men on the ice. One puck into the net.
The Havoc Zone, only on 97.7 ESPN.com and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Hello and welcome in to a thrilling Thursday here in No Man's Land. John Abraham, Joe Hunk, 2 hours straight of sports talk here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And that would actually be like 4 hours straight if you were listening to Talking Ball, and it's going to be like 5 hours straight afterwards because Chuck Oliver and then the Tom Abraham show.
You're adding a lot to this.
And then we got Paul Feinbaum.
You're adding a lot to this.
The drive that you actually got to be a part of yesterday.
I did.
Joe?
I was running the board for the drive last night, hanging out in the studio while the guys were enjoying some what my mom likes to call Baumhausers.
Ooh.
She does. She's always called it Baumhausers. I promise you, for the remainder of my life, I will call it Baumhausers. But they were at Baumhausers last night, enjoying some food and
gooey fries, Joe.
I don't know if they were eating the gooey fries. Moulton said that he was that he ate grilled chicken last night, the blackened chicken.
That's good too. I'm a crispy chicken guy, Joe, and I think you already know that. All right, I'll dabble in the crispy chicken. The grilled chicken's a hit or miss for me, but regardless of that, at least
get it blackened.
Moulton's eating that healthy, because I mean it's him cycling, and then he gets to go and eat some tasty food at Baumhausers.
No, my mom. Yeah, my mom always calls it Baumhausers or Baumhausers.
Baumhausers, there you go.
Yeah, she's always called it
Baumhausers. Either way, we got a lot of fun things to get into today. It's an action-packed day of sports, and it's all full of variety, okay? Because, Joe, it is finally here. I need my grand music. I don't know if I could find something quick enough.
I was about to say, I didn't know I have no idea what you're discussing right now.
See if you could maybe play something, but let me see what's this song? What's this song right here?
Grant.
Oh, that's the drive. No,
that's the drive.
Speak of the devil. No, but it is.
Air going to
I want to find a song. Here we go. It is opening day of the MLB. America's pastime, baby.
Do you realize
You hear that one enough, Joe.
I am trying so hard to get the Tom Abraham out of you, man. I really, really am.
Look, you can take the Tom out of the Tom Abraham, but you can't take the Abraham out of the John.
I'm
all
trying
right?
so hard to get the Tom
You
Abraham
don't
out of you.
don't worry about it, because that's what people are going to like in 15 years when they get to hear my voice talking, saying whatever. And they're like, oh, man, it's like Tom Abraham. It's like Tom Abraham never left, and maybe that'll be the case. But regardless, Joe,
he probably will still be here. Just letting you know.
the MLB is getting kicked off today. And I know it's not it's not really opening day, but it is the official opening day. And we got some baseball, but that's not it. I know I'm going to want your opinions on the baseball, though. But what's up, Joe? What's up? You don't seem
No, I'm trying to figure out now if you're done.
Now.
I'm trying to figure out if you're done or not.
Well, no, I got a lot of other things. The particulars I know you do.
Yeah, well, particulars brought to you by Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
The guys that you need to talk to about all your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, look them up online. FlemingHSV.com is the place to find them. And remember that Fleming always shows up. There's more than that, Joe.
There is 256-576-977.
We got a few more things,
ESPN
Joe.
Winchester 97.7, ESPN The Zone, as well as WZZN TV. See, we can get through this a lot quicker.
I could say
We can get through this a
also,
lot quicker.
we got a whole golf thing coming up.
We do have a golf tournament that is coming up.
Eagle Insulation.
Again, trying to get the Tom Abraham out of you. Don't need
Charity
15 minutes of this.
Golf
Don't need-
tournament. Joe, I
don't
can do
need
it in a
15
more
minutes.
entertaining way. Okay. The charity golf tournament from Cherokee Ridge Country Club to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I also don't need a script. Oh, jeez. Got him. You guys can sign up. Just go to 977 WZZN events at gmail.com and you'll be able to sign up to get in a team for an opportunity. If you're decent at golf, if you're good at golf, you have an opportunity to win a 1-year family membership to Cherokee Ridge Country Club. You could throw the kids at the pool. You could run, play some golf, come back, grab the kids, and then you can just enjoy a nice day. And that's what you can win, as well as, of course, the trophy, which may or may not be a awesome belt. Still thinking about exactly what it'll be, but regardless, it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys will definitely want to join in. And if you have a business or a
I'll start
company,
calling you Wolverine Dan when you say things on the air that you probably shouldn't say.
oh, I was actually given the okay to say
Okay,
it's a
making
belt.
sure. Okay.
And then on top of that, if you do want to get your company involved, if you have a business, you can also hit us up, and we can give you the price package for all of that jazz, and you can get all your buddies that work with you out onto the green, or you can just sponsor a team, and we'll give away the team on air, and that'll be very nice. Okay, Joe,
Are you done
I think
now?
I got all the particulars.
My
Oh yeah, zone deal,
God.
big zone deals.
Jesus Christ, I swear to God, I'm working with Tom Abraham twice.
Joe,
today
we are
now.
7 minutes into the show.
I know.
If I was able to just rock this while you were able to rock the social media, I would have been done already, and I would have been right to you. Are you not excited about baseball? Because I'm
No, I just want
lit.
to talk about it and stop sitting here doing the Tom Abraham opening.
Joe,
done?
I'm sorry, Joe.
Are you done? Okay, thank you. I swear to God.
I can't say.
I'm just going to keep trying to. If X or Twitter or whatever we want to call it right now would actually let me just go ahead and share the broadcast the way that I normally share it, then we would be good to go. We would be fine. But no, it's wanting me to sit here and just keep wanting to mess it up, and I just keep sitting pressing the button that's supposed to let me go and just share the broadcast, but it's not letting me do it.
I was having the same problem earlier too.
Yes,
It works on the
Between that and
on the
you and your
browser.
Tom Abraham opening. Oh my God.
Joe, what are you excited about today's opening day?
The opening of the show being over with is what I'm going to be extremely excited with right now. Okay, because here's the deal. And again, this goes back to Tom. I don't understand why everybody was so butthurt about this whole Japan series thing, because it did not affect me when I woke up this morning. And I've seen it's opening day and everybody's getting excited, and we've got baseball starting early on in the day. Like, it's not, did that series really screw anything up for anybody?
I don't think so. I mean, we still get the banner that says opening day today. So
No,
that's all that it's about.
I'm not wanting to be this one person that's like, it's opening day, except for two teams who've already played. No, dude, I don't care. Like I genuinely don't care. Here's what I care about. I'm looking at the schedule right now for baseball, and at 2:00 today, the Yankees and Brewers are going to get going. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. I don't care about the fact that Japan had the Dodgers and the Cubs and anything. When I sit back and it's September 35th, which is not a day, but neither is the idiocracy that is the fact of getting pissed off about 2 stupid games that happened in Japan that is not going to affect the outcome of the season whatsoever. Look, if the Cubs lose the season, but do not make the playoffs by 1 game.
You know, Chicago's blaming it on that first series in Japan, right?
Well, they absolutely can. You know, they should blame it on the fact they opened up the series.
I was wondering.
Why did you get me to take my tools home? Actually, I think my wife did that.
We got a few more Allen wrenches.
God bless it. This is annoying. No, it isn't.
You're having some trouble keeping it up, Joe.
God, give this thing a Viagra and let's go.
I think advanced men's health can help that one.
Seriously, this thing cannot stay up.
Joe, I'll get into you. Just talk. I'll get an Allen wrench for you.
I swear to Heavenly Father.
Joe, don't worry about it. I'll get you an Allen wrench. Just continue like it's not even happening, so the people who are listening on air,
Okay.
Can actually just enjoy the show.
2:00. 2:00 baseball starts. It doesn't affect me that this thing happened 2 weeks ago. It doesn't matter, or last week, whatever it is. Look, you know what I'm doing? And I could be different. And I know that I'm different because nobody else I know, or I assume in America, is actually doing the same thing as this. You know what I get to think about today? This is the 3rd or the 2 of 3 opening days for me. I'm ecstatic. Not only do I get to enjoy the fact that I got to watch the Dodgers and Cubs play like a week ago in opening day. And by the way, 2 fantastic baseball games. I know that they started at 5 a.m. I got to enjoy that. Today, I'm going to get to enjoy baseball as well. And since John's out of the room, tomorrow morning I get opening day as well because that's when the Hanshin Tigers start over in Japan. I'm ecstatic. This is amazing day. This is amazing 2 or 3 days. There's nothing to be upset about. Why do we gotta get pissy about this? Okay, because you have opening day happening today. You also have the Sweet 16 happening today. And for all the Havoc fans, the 6,300 of us that are going to be in the arena tonight, you've got Huntsville versus Pelham. It's a great day. Stop being pissy about crap.
Joe, who is being pissy? I haven't heard anybody that's being
Really?
pissy about this.
And you don't listen to the radio station when you leave.
Was it just Tom?
No. I did. No.
How many people called in, Joe,
I
and
watch
said
on
that?
ESPN.
Oh, we're upset about the game.
I watch on
starting.
ESPN of, this
Oh, we
is
could have helped
dumb.
early.
We have opening day again. This is opening day part 2. Dude, I don't care. I don't really care. Do we get pissed off now because there's a Thursday night football game, week 0 of the college football season? Do we get pissed off about that? Do we want to complain about it for days on end?
This is America's pastime,
No.
Joe. And I will
That's
say
the
this.
other problem.
I don't have
Stop calling it that.
It is though. I don't have a problem with the MLB starting in Japan. I like you might get a few old heads that are going to say something about it. All right, Tom is just making it out. I think he just wanted to make a little goof and a gaff. Okay, he probably deep down really wants it to start in America. Where it's supposed to be.
I don't care where it starts.
But I don't think it is that deep. I'm just happy that we're actually going to be
Right
able
now.
to chill back with some beers, some pistachios, and enjoy some baseball.
Look, that's where I'm like, I don't really care where it starts. Honestly, I would love to see a series start in Cuba. We talked about this last week. Give me Marlins and Astros in Cuba to start the season. Give me that. You're telling me that wouldn't be lit? If you gave me right now the Braves versus the Phillies in Venezuela, that wouldn't be an amazing game,
but why
an
do
amazing series?
Why do we need to start this season with it?
Because it gets you hyped. Why does your favorite sport start the season with the biggest race of the year?
That actually gets me hyped. That gets me hyped. It's
See?
still in America.
There you go, but it still gets you hyped. Why do we have these kickoff games and random
Joe,
things? Because you're supposed to getting
Joe,
excited about the season.
Half of America, if not all of America, was not watching that opening series in Japan.
Well, yes, because it was happening at 5 a.m.
Exactly.
But
nobody's getting hyped over that.
Okay, here's the deal, though.
You just like it because it's Japan.
No, I just like it because it's baseball. Here's the other thing. Make fun of it all you want. more people watched a regular season baseball game between the Dodgers and Cubs than watched our World Series the last 4 seasons. So if you want to get pissed off about something and talk about, oh, well, we don't respect the sport, we're not excited about the sport, nobody is trying to grow the game. No, that's actually it. 25 million Japanese people watched the Dodgers and Cubs. The last time 25 million people watched a game of professional baseball was 2017, and it was Game 7 of the World Series, not Game 1 of the season.
Well, here's the thing. That was also a series that didn't consist of teams that have paid millions, up to $1 billion to create their team. That was whenever baseball was more of baseball.
But see, and this is the other part is
now it's the
I'm
whole
also a
money
person.
market.
I hate the fact that games kick off at noon and 3 o'clock on Sundays. Like, I sit and think to myself, you know how cool it would actually be to be in California right now? And you think about this, and kickoff time is at 10 a.m. Think about 10 a.m. I get to basically wake up, go get me a bite to eat, go do maybe a thing or so around the house, if anything. And now at 10 a.m., I'm watching football all day. Like, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay. Spin it around like you were talking about. I like it just because it's Japan. No, I liked it because I woke up, my alarm went off at 5 o'clock that morning, and I turned on the television, and there was live professional baseball on that meant something. That was awesome.
I bet it is.
I mean, it genuinely was awesome. Why do we love the NCAA tournament? It's not because we sit there and we love it. It's because you know what it does? It starts at 11 a.m. and we get to watch it all day. And it's sitting and thinking like, oh, God, I got to go into this meeting, but I can have the games up on my phone. It's going to help me get through it the rest of the time.
That's how I felt in school back in the day.
Yes. Like, look, yes. Do I have a connection with Japan now? Yes, absolutely I do. And I mentioned it as you were walking around jokingly. This is opening day 2 of 3 for me. Yes.
No, this is day 1. That was day 0.1.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's opening day there between the Dodgers and Cubs. This is opening day today, but with the rest of Major League Baseball. And then I have the MPB opening day tomorrow morning because Hanshin plays at 5 a.m. against the
and you're going to watch it.
Yeah, I'm going to watch. I'm going to wake up and it's going to be, I'm going to wake up. It's going to be Hanshin versus Hiroshima. And I'm going to absolutely watch this. Screw the Carp. And so it was, no, I say that just because the video game. But no, that is what I'm saying is everybody gets so angry about all this stuff. And I'm just thinking, what is wrong with more? Like, what is wrong with the fact that we are doing something to get more eyes on the sport? Just because it wasn't the American eyes. Now, look, for LA, does that suck? Think about it. I woke up at 5 a.m. to watch the Dodgers play. And that was for me starting my day. Think about if you had to do the Dodgers pregame show that day. First pitch was at 3. You have to start the pregame show at like what, 1 a.m.? You're the world freaking champs, and you got to start your pregame show at 1 a.m. Half your city is still active right now. Like, there's still people leaving bars on Hollywood Boulevard.
Let's be real, though. Majority of the staff for both the Dodgers and the Cubs was in Japan.
No, they absolutely were.
So they didn't really have to deal with that.
The people that were actually broadcasting the games weren't, which was dumb.
So probably like the guy sitting in the chair.
No, I'm talking about literally the play-by-play guys. The guys that were doing play-by-play for the games, they weren't in Japan. Why? They were in America.
Why?
That's what I said.
That's a very
I would have paid money to go over to Japan and do this. It's just like the Olympics. Did we not learn anything from having to do remote baseball games and remote Olympics and remote basketball and all this other stuff? Yes, it can be done, but it kills the excitement of it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, again, what's the problem with more? There's nothing wrong with this. I love this.
Okay.
I love it way more than I love my microphone right now, which apparently finally the pills kicked in and it's starting to stay up.
Yeah, I couldn't find any Allen wrenches for you. One of them was too thick.
Well, we don't need it to be too thick. This one,
it's a thin.
This one's only a thin guy. Like I'm sure he puts in a lot of work and he's really good at what he does, but it's really just kind of thin. It just doesn't work out the way that it should.
Well, so, Joe, we do need to hop into a break, but we also need to let the people know that later on in the show, Crescent, is that the word? Crescent, the MLB opening day.
Crescent.
We're going to have good old Barrett Sally? Is that his name?
Oh
Sale?
my God.
Is he going to be mad at me for
my
that?
God. No,
Is he
no.
gonna-
Look, I know this is an Abraham thing to start mispronouncing every single
It's a
name.
joke.
Between the Tom Abraham opening and the mispronunciation of names, this is going to be a
Joe,
banner day.
I'm going to be honest with you. I just can't wait to say Johnny Broom play tomorrow. So
I just look, if Johnny Broom can help Auburn get to the Elite Eight, then Johnny Broom can go ahead.
Barrett Sale
Yes, shut your mouth.
going to be hopping on with us from 680.
10:20. He's going to
The
join
fan.
us, and it's Barrett Salee.
That's an interesting name. Got a little bit of
It's
pizzazz
the
to it.
Braves Radio Network, because this year, starting at 3:00 today, here as well, you're going to be able to listen to Atlanta Braves baseball, because first pitch is at 3:10.
Mhm.
And when we go to pregame for that, which is going to be at 2:00, Barrett Salee is going to be
Salee.
doing the pregame show, which he is the brand new pregame and postgame voice of the Atlanta Braves.
Joe, you were just giving me Barrett in the text. All right. I just want to
It's
hold
because
back.
the man has been around the area and around the Southeastern Conference for a good 15 years.
It's not my fault. I've been in this thing for like 3. Either way, we
What
got
do I
to take
need
it to
to do
break.
to get the Abraham out of him.
256
256
576 4
977 ESPN Winchester, 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and WZZN at TV
We'll
as
get
we
to ya.
continue going on this Thursday morning.
Greg, we'll get to you when we come back.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Have you discovered Good Company Cafe? The place for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and so much more. Enjoy brunch all day and pair with one of our many seasonal refreshing drinks, including alcoholic and non-alcoholic options. Choose inside or outside on our gorgeous, spacious, dog-friendly patio and have some fun with friends playing yard games in the courtyard. See catering, to-go options, and lots more at goodcompany-cafe.com. Good Company Cafe, 7500 South Memorial Parkway.
Are you tired of power outages disrupting your life? It's time for a Generac standby generator from Current Electrical. Storms may rage outside, but inside your family's powered up. So why choose Current Electrical for your generator needs? 1, we offer a wide range of models to suit every budgeted energy requirement. 2, our project managers handle every step of the process: power, gas, permitting, and inspections. 3, our certified technicians install your generator with precision, ensuring peace of mind. Don't wait for the next blackout. Call 256-880-1880 or visit us online at jetsuperstore.com.
The Bass Pro Shops Red Crest Championship Outdoor Expo will be at the Von Braun Center April 4th, 5th, and 6th in conjunction with the MLF Red Crest Championship on Lake Gunnersville. The Outdoor Expo will be open from 11 to 6:30 daily, and the first 200 kids 14 and under on Saturday will receive a free Abu Garcia rod and reel, courtesy of WHNT News 19. There will be hourly giveaways, tackle and boat deals, seminars, and a chance to meet the pros. And it's free of charge. The Bass Pro Shops Red Crest Championship Outdoor Expo, April 4th through 6th at the BBC.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Not a bad Thursday across North Alabama, southern, middle Tennessee. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid 70s, only dropping into the mid 50s as we head into the overnight, early into your Friday morning under a mostly cloudy or an overcast sky. And we're going to maintain that cloudy sky as we head into your Friday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid 70s. A couple of folks looking at the upper 70s, dropping into the lower 60s as we head into the overnight. A couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible Saturday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the lower 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Can't get a ticket? Never miss a second of Huntsville Havoc Hockey.
Huntsville has a 2-on-9, and that is okay. Tic-tac-toe, and off we go to Pensacola.
With the Havoc Zone, only on 97.7 ESPN.com and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app.
I love that you started it, that you played this.
Welcome back into the Blitz. John Abraham, Joe Hunk. This one's a classic, Joe. This one we've had on since the afternoon Blitz with me and Bailey Lowry.
No, the reason I say this is because my son and I were singing this song throughout the house all morning long.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known.
And you had no idea whatsoever. And I'm sitting when you started playing it, I just went, seriously, like, you want to talk about just going ahead and just making me a little bit happier after that first segment? That was it. Between that music, the fact that the pills have kicked in on my mic stand. I mean,
preface the mic stand, yes.
I had to make sure I emphasize that the mic stand, because heaven knows if I would have done that, if I needed the pills here, we would be in massive trouble.
Only way you can
think we have HR though, so we're good.
Only way you can make that normal would be if we had a sponsor for any of those pills. So we'll just say sponsored by Hims, but we are actually not. But either way, let's hop into the phone lines. We got Greg waiting on us from on the phone lines at 256-576-9777. Greg, what's up, man?
A couple of things that every time I call you guys, I will hear you guys say something. And I'm like, oh, I've got to add that to the list. I was listening, talking about pronouncing things. I was listening to a national show late last night, and the guy's talking like he knows basketball, and through the whole thing, he talked about Johnny Broome for Auburn.
He must have said, you know what? I'm going to listen to some local Alabama sports talk real fast, and I just want to see what's going to.
And it
how
was
do you
Tom
say it?
freaking
And then he
Abraham.
happens to turn on Tom's show the very moment that Tom started saying it, and he goes, "Okay, that's how they say the name." All right, that's how they say the name. That's it. That's it.
Funny. The other thing is, and I'm critical. I've called you guys up, been critical of Major League Baseball some, but I do give them credit. And, I know why they sent the Dodgers over because of all the Japanese ties.
Absolutely.
But I think the other thing is they sent the Dodgers over. They sent one of the best teams over, the best team, which I think is great. It's unlike the NFL, who sends the AA Jacksonville Jaguars and the AAA New England Patriots
twice a year
to play in London or Germany. And I'm like, they're supposed to be our allies. We shouldn't do that. If I'm the commissioner of the NFL, I'm sending Chiefs Chargers over or something like that. And the other thing, and I'll let you guys go, is the thing I will continue to be critical about with Major League Baseball as far as the interest and everything, and this is the point I've made with you guys, I'm sure, is if you want to bring me back into the game, when the Cincinnati Reds play on the West Coast, don't black me out. When the game's not even in my market, it's 2,300 miles away, and I want to see Ellie De La Cruz play. Don't black me out.
Yeah.
And I used to be a big fan, Braves every night. I'm a less than casual fan now until the middle of September.
Yeah, and maybe some Sundays when they play on ESPN.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that is a massive problem. And you're 100% correct. And honestly, that's the reason why I went alternative ways and trying to do it. This is going to be the very first opening day that I have where I don't have MLB.TV because of all the stuff that I've done with cutting the cord and all the services and stuff that I've found. And I'm just like, okay, I'm good. Like, I'm not worrying about it because I'm just thinking to myself, you as Major League Baseball being you have caused me to have to go alternative ways in trying to find things, just like in all reality. And people may not like this at all, but it's the same way with a lot of the gear that I wear. If I'm talking about hoodies, if I'm talking about jerseys, tennis shoes, kicks, all that sort of stuff, majority of that stuff I'm buying overseas for 90% less than what I'm buying for it here. I wait a couple of weeks and I get it. And it's because you've priced us out. And I'm not going to, like, for instance, not going to say what the team is, but last night after the show ended, I had to run to Costco real fast. I run to Costco. There is a team sweatshirt in Costco. And I go, oh, hold up here. Like, maybe I could rock this. Like, I want to rock it. I go and then I look at the price and it's like $40 for the sweatshirt. And I just go, that sweatshirt's not worth that to me. Because then right beside it is another sweatshirt that's just plain and it's $5. And I'm like, $40? $5 without the team name on it. Which one am I going to pay? That's exactly what I do when I buy stuff from Japan. That's the reason why Team U is so active right now. And people love buying stuff from there, is because you're paying a fourth of what you normally pay and you're getting the same stuff.
Exactly. And the other thing that comes to my mind too is, and I'm older than everybody else in the world, but didn't opening day always happen the Tuesday after the championship game? Because also they moved up opening day, and now you've got basketball to compete with. And granted, MLB might scoff at that, but still, if you wait till after the championship game, you've got all eyes on you, as opposed to all eyes except the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I'm going to
Maybe
be honest.
that's not a big deal to them.
I've never realized it before, but like this is one of those years where it's like there's a lot more going on this date than I feel like has happened in the past. Because it's like usually March Madness has its own little slate, but now with everything kind of getting jam packed together, I feel like just there's nonstop sports throughout.
And so now I'm looking this up, and so the opening day that we're having today is going to be the third one of its kind. So this only started back in 2023, where they wanted to start having opening day on the final Thursday of March. So this is relatively new as to what they're doing.
Gotcha.
I also kind of see it as everything else is it's a trial and error type thing. I think that just like it was when they started having a Sunday night baseball game be the very first game, or something like that, and then boom, you started on the very next day for the rest of Major League Baseball. Like there was a lot of trial and error with that. I want to say, though obviously they did it for years, but the one that comes to mind was back in, it may have been 2016 when it was Cubs and Cardinals starting the season off, and they were renovating Wrigley Field, and so the entire outfield was closed off and they had the tarps and everything over it. Like that was an opening day game. So that stuff is kind of changed on this, but now Cincinnati is the one that they're the ones that has like this huge parade and they do everything for opening day, and that's the kind of the cool thing of it. I do like the idea of something like that, but I do think that it should be on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. It should not be on Thursday when you've got the Sweet 16 taking place and everybody's going to watch a little bit of baseball at 3:00. And then especially in this state, we're turning to our televisions to, at 6:00 to Alabama. Like we're going to.
Right.
We're not, it's the Braves playing game 1 of 162 in San Diego, or watch Alabama in the Sweet 16, which may or may not be their first or their last game of the season. Which one am I choosing?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I enjoy the show, guys. I enjoy listening. I'll listen coming into work.
Hey, thanks for that, man. We absolutely appreciate it. You can do that as well. All you got to do is just turn on ESPN Winchester or 97.7 ESPN The Zone when you get to work. 977ESPN.com. You can download the app or you can hop on WZZN TV.
That's what I would do. That is what I do. Whenever I get to work, I hop on WZZN TV. I open that chat box and get to see the economy just kind of pop up. And we have quite a bit of commenters hopping in right now. And I saw Randall throw in a question earlier on, Joe, and I need to know this since we're on the baseball subject.
Yeah, let's roll with it.
UAH, all right, has started having amazing tailgates behind the fences.
It's becoming so much fun.
To make it a true tailgate, though, I feel like they're missing some brewskis. And we didn't get to this on Talking Ball, but I want to know, Joe, okay, since you know it, I know it. Yeah. There's a lot of trucks out there, a lot of SUVs, which, by the way, softball gets more.
Do you guys really? Do you talk about it like I do on the baseball?
Yeah. How many do you think we get, Joe?
Okay, so I don't know how many you got. I know that during the doubleheader on Saturday for UAH, I think I counted 9 trucks.
Okay.
3 SUVs and a car.
Okay.
Is what I counted.
So like around 14, 15, maybe 16.
Something like that. Yeah, I mean, something like that. Now we haven't gotten the boat like we got a couple of years ago, which is basically like a party boat.
That'd be sick.
But it is starting to kind of grow that way.
Gotcha.
But like what happens is I'm doing the baseball game. And so, John, you took this entrance for the very first time last week when you were doing the softball game.
I whipped the shag wagon out there, and Summer was out there just chilling out, enjoying some softball.
So what happens is the road that you take to go to the tailgate for the baseball field, you drive through or behind the baseball fence first to get to the softball field. Mm-hmm. So what I do is I'm obviously doing the game in the press box. I'm looking straight ahead. I see these trucks pulling in and I'm like, is that truck number 7? Is that truck number 7? Oh wait, no, it's still going. Okay, never mind. So I don't know how many softball gets, but I know how many will pass the baseball field and go over to the softball field.
We get 18, 19 just casually.
Heavenly.
Yeah. It's crazy to really think about because I was like, oh, Joe's I know he talked about this. He's probably getting a whole party going on, but no, we get 18, 19, bunch of dogs running around. It's just a wonderful time. And can't wait to get back out there on April 12th.
Yeah, it's and for me, it's going to be April 1st. I'm going to be over there for one game against Carson Newman. Weekday games, it's a little bit different. It's not as big of a party as what you see on a Saturday. But man, everything on Saturday, you're starting to see it. And to answer the question about beverages, all I'm going to say is I can't confirm or deny that that certain beverages are or are not allowed. All I'm going to say is I have never seen anybody go out there and check. That's all I'm going to say. I've gotten people tailgating, we've gotten people grilling, we've gotten all that. All I'm saying is I've never seen anybody go check. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. So I don't know the rules. I'm not going to tell you if you are breaking them or not, but at times it's kind of like how to get into an event that you don't have a ticket for.
Okay.
Sometimes you just got to walk in with confidence.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's like going into
act like you're supposed to be there.
Go into the drive-in, and you just have the drinks in the back. Okay, but I will say this.
Don't ruin it, man. Don't ruin the fun because I just said this.
So I looked it up on Google, and Google gave me their little AI overview. I asked, is UAH a dry campus? Because I don't know if anybody's asking that question.
Really don't know. I mean, yeah.
And Google said, yes, it is. Is
that dry in quotes?
No.
Okay, just double checking because
like,
you and I both went to school there.
Smoke-free campus.
We both went to parties there.
Alcohol and beverage usage, all of that stuff. You got to kind of comply with the university. So understandable, but maybe you know what?
I think actually what that is answering about is if it's sold, like it used to not be sold on SEC campuses. It used to not be sold at SEC basketball games.
I don't know if that's what a dry campus means, Joe.
I know. I'm just saying that's what that's kind of the thought that I have in this. I mean, I'm just saying. Just all I'm saying is
you're trying to find a workaround, Joe, and I understand that.
It's what you do in college.
It's
literally
game.
Your entire life is finding workarounds.
Maybe we can work with the university.
Something breaks in the studio. What do? We find a workaround.
But at the same time, I feel like if we're the leading, I don't know, man. I feel like there's some problems in the future.
No, all I'm saying, and that's the reason why I preface this by saying I don't know what the rule is. I just know through the however many games that I've done so far this year, never once have I seen a police car just roll up out there. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Well, they do have security cars, but they never pull up back there.
No, they absolutely don't. It's kind of like one of those, okay, I mean, we're going to see what we see. And if you just want to throw it in a mug, then you throw it in a mug. That's all. I mean, I'm not saying what the drink is that we're talking about. It's kind of like yesterday when we were talking about Rocket City Scope. I don't know how legitimate the story is about the arena.
That's what
I know that once the story came out and I started talking to people about it, I started finding out more and more about how many times over the last 3 or 4 years this topic has come up in other circles, that it has been discussed about an arena of that size being built.
But that's the intrigue about our show, is we do talk about more of the local conversation, whether it is fully in effect or not, and then we get everybody else's opinions on it, and then that helps push the city to maybe make some of these decisions a little bit more stern for Huntsville. But I will say this, Joe, okay? Asking the radio guys if alcohol is allowed and then having us talk about it might not be the best option, because now they might be put on radar.
I know, because trust me, there's a lot more that actually listen, and I promise you at the moment as well, there's probably, because I know players listen, there's probably some players that are like, look, I know the guys that are out there. Trust me, it's already being done. Like, I know this. Okay. Like, reason I know this is because in between games, I see the players roll out there to the outfield and say, what's up to everybody that's back there. So it's not like this is like we're not going to do it type thing. Come on, man. It's college. Are you seriously thinking, because you've never walked into an Auburn stadium before 2022 and accidentally stepped on something that probably got snuck in? Really?
Mazel tov.
I mean, look, trust me, those girls aren't wearing the tall boots because it's comfortable and it's cool.
They
Okay.
can hide some of them white claws.
It's seriously like an ABC beverage in that joint whenever they try to get in. Okay. That's what that is like.
Joe, you know what? Since we have some time till we're out of here, I want to talk about that real quick.
ABC?
I want to talk about the first time or one instance where you tried to sneak some drinks in or past somebody? Because I know I've done it at least once. At least once. There's one time I know for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Because I mean, this helps us get a little bit more connected with the listeners.
No, look, if I'm fully transparent on this,
don't be too transparent now.
Yeah, it'd be looking really bad. It would look really bad. Because it was not alcohol.
Oh, geez, now I'm just like, what is Joe up to?
This is what I'm telling you. Trust me, some of them Auburn teams have been really bad over the years that you went and watched. Yeah, no, it's I never thought about doing it for like a basketball game or anything. Like I just never did with that.
Yeah.
Mainly because you're so into it. With football games, look, the thing about the football games, especially like for the students, doors open during a football game for like fans like an hour beforehand.
Yeah. Plus the stadium's humongous.
Yes,
so
but doors also open for like the students at a football stadium like 2 hours beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And you're basically just sitting there and doing nothing for 2 hours. It sucks. All just so that you can get a seat on row 4 or 5 because the frats and all that want to take over the front few rows, which is so dumb. But it's like, okay. Like I understand the reason why things get snuck in. I do. I never did it for basketball, nor baseball in those ways, but football would be the one sport that I probably did sneak a few things into.
Gotcha. Any way you did it? I'm sorry. This is a
It
funny.
involved a baggie, and I had to go to the bathroom to get it out.
Gotcha. Oh,
I'm totally kidding.
That was. How'd you get that in here, bro?
I drink a coffee before I walked in.
Jeez, what's the flavor?
Yeah. Chocolate.
Look, when I was 18, 19, this was around the time where I was still rocking boot cut jeans. Except for your boy here, never actually wore boots until honestly nowadays. The boot cut jeans were one way to do it. I'll say that. Put a little. It was White Claws is all we had, but I mean White Claws in the boot cut jeans. That's how you do it. And you just walk past. You might be clinging and clanging, but you know what? For the most part, it works out well. We do not condone any type of drinking. If you do, drink responsibly, of course.
I'm just sitting here like this is magnificent.
It's a good one. Either way,
this is absolutely magnificent.
We got to hit a break. When we come out, we're going to close out the first hour. Your calls, as well as WZZN TV. The comment section is bustling. Make sure you subscribe to that bad boy. And when we get back, we're going to close it out. Another interesting story, Joe. The University of Duke, pretty upset with the show that I honestly just started watching. And it's going to be
Why aren't we talking about Duke? Alabama's playing today.
Well, we'll have plenty of time.
16.
Plenty of time in the second hour.
Against the. By the way, if you change.
Oh, and now you want to talk basketball.
If you change, by the way, you change the letter in BYU, it means that Alabama gets a bye, and that's kind of funny to me because I accidentally wrote bye today when I was trying to fill out my sheet instead of BYU. I wrote BYU. It's not. They're not a walkover. They're not.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. AI-powered betting models to help you make sharper picks during March Madness. Free 7-day trial available now at rhythm.com. That's RITHMM.com.
Auburn Tigers playing today in the Sweet 16 at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey against BYU. The Crimson Tide laying 5.5 points, a total 175.5. The winner will get either Duke or Arizona in the East Region final. Duke, the 9.5-point favorite over the Wildcats. Auburn Tigers meet the Michigan Wolverines at State Farm Arena in Atlanta in the South Region semifinal tomorrow. The Tigers 9.5-point favorites, 153.5 the total. Michigan State a 3.5-point favorite over Ole Miss in the other regional semifinal. Braves at Chris Sale on the mound, $1.30 favorite today at San Diego. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement. It's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
You don't have to go somewhere else just so you can go somewhere new. Plan your next vacation with Huntsville International Airport and Breeze Airways. Enjoy friendly, convenient, nonstop travel to some of the most exciting destinations in the U.S., including the home of 12 world-famous theme parks, Orlando, Florida. With flights starting as low as just $49, Breeze has got you covered with easy, breezy, nonstop flights to Orlando. Make all their dreams come true. Book nonstop to Orlando now at flybreeze.com.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Not a bad Thursday across North Alabama, southern, middle Tennessee. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid 70s, only dropping into the mid 50s as we head into the overnight, early into your Friday morning under a mostly cloudy or an overcast sky. And we're going to maintain that cloudy sky as we head into your Friday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid 70s. A couple of folks looking at the upper 70s, dropping into the lower 60s as we head into the overnight. A couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible Saturday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the lower 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
And now, a man who knows what you ate for breakfast.
Now for the biggest thinker of them all.
He knows it all. He is Drew DeArmond. Listen to Drew and Scott Tyson weekday mornings. It's Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
But that trick never worked.
Knock, knock, let the devil in, malevolent anti-I've been headed spinning, this medicine screaming, dick, dick, dick.
Well, but Eminem to end out hour number 1. Can't say he's my favorite artist nowadays, but you know.
You introduced that wrong. A little bit of the GOAT.
I mean, early 2000s GOAT.
No, GOAT, period. No, ask any musician, any rapper today. GOAT.
Last good album? What do you think it was?
Literally the one that he just put out, like,
what?
Maybe, 3 years ago?
Just put out 3 years ago. That's the Eminem way, though. Post 2010.
Dude, he's been rapping since the 90s.
I get that, Joe.
I mean, again, let's think about all the other ones that have totally jumped the shark. See, that's the other part. How many other bands / artists?
Eminem jumped the shark.
When? He literally
like
wrote
2015.
He literally, look, the man, 2015, I don't agree with you. Not bad at all.
Not his best work.
But the Machine Gun Kelly goes after him, and then it was like a week later, dude literally wrote an entire album and destroyed the man's career.
I didn't care for that part. What was it, Kamikaze?
Yes.
Or, music
The whole
to get
album's
murdered with
amazing.
or something like that.
The whole album is amazing. And he did it in like 3 days. It was like Kendrick Lamar going at Drake. He wrote the thing in like 2 days and did it.
Last good album, in my opinion, Joe.
Hold on, now I've got to pull it up.
My last favorite album from him. All right. And this is after he already took a little bit of break. I think it was 2013, 2014. It was the Marshall Mathers LP2. That one, and even that one at first, I thought it was bad. I was like, damn, what is
Oh, yeah,
this?
that has Berserk and Survival.
But it does. It is very nostalgic to me. And after listening to it a few times, I was like, this is really good. There's some good stuff to it. But yes, it is that Berserk.
Look, I don't even know. Is the song that he did with Rihanna even on an album of his?
Monsters?
No, not Monsters.
You talking about
Window Pane.
That is on the 2008 album. I think it's the Curtain Call or whatever that one is called. It's the one before Encore.
Yeah, see, I'm trying to see like that one right there.
It's been so long, man.
No, it is. It absolutely is. And so that's why I was like, no, dude has had legit stuff. But if you go back, I know that he just put out the Death of Slim Shady, which that song's actually kind of fun, by the way. Just a little while ago.
It could have been Recovery that album was going on.
But I'm telling you, Kamikaze, this is part of the problem. Okay, we're going to get into this.
It's got a lot of music.
No, here's the part of the problem. When musicians get happy, some of their music starts to suck. Okay, Eminem started having a really good life, man. He got clean. His daughter's having an amazing time. He's been an amazing father. Okay, he doesn't have as many things to rap about. All right. But what happens? Machine Gun Kelly pisses him off. He then goes out, he writes an entire album in like a week and destroys that man's rap career. That he destroyed that man's career so much he changed genres.
It was on Recovery, by the way. I was right.
The man literally changed genres of music. Like he doesn't even do rap anymore. He
I like
does
his
like
rock.
emo music.
No
Actually,
lie.
I really do as well.
It's way better than the rap.
But like, okay, that's good. Another band, another artist. People can get mad about this as well. Stained. When their lead singer turned happy, their music sucked. Like it just went all downhill. He goes to country music. It's like he tries to do all that. No. I liked you when you were talking about how it's been a while. That's what I liked.
Well, it's been a while.
Exactly.
Fall Out Boy. I would say Fall Out Boy was really good, and then now they're not that good.
You want to know why?
You have the answers to it, apparently.
God, I hate this.
Why? What do you got?
You know what the lead singer of Fall Out Boy does now?
What's he do?
He's got a contract with Disney.
Ooh.
He sings all of the song for Spidey and Friends. Now you know what he's.
Oh my gosh!
There's some bangers in there. Actually.
Okay.
And he was also was on the album for all the Lego movies. I'm not kidding.
Okay, so he's sold out.
No, he's not. No, it's not sold out because the songs are really awesome. Here's the thing, though. Going back to what I do every single morning, I make my son listen to a new song every single morning. Listening to Spidey and Friends, I then transitioned over to Fall Out Boy, and he never knew the difference.
That's funny.
Because he just heard the same voice.
Are we talking about Patrick Stump?
Yeah,
Is he
Patrick Stump.
He's the one that sings.
Look up Patrick Stump and Spidey and Friends.
That's goofy. I'm gonna have to listen to all.
No, though they're actually not bad. Like they're really good songs if you have kids. Like obviously there's Spidey and Friends.
But yeah, I
absolutely. No. My son this morning. I just told you. What did we sing this morning? Come and Get Your Love. That's what we were doing with Spidey and Friends. Like we're just walking around the house singing Spidey and Friends. He has no clue that he's singing Fall Out Boy, but that's what he's doing. So that's the reason why you haven't heard much from Fall Out Boy is because Patrick Stump has been the one that's actually, he performs all this stuff with Disney and he's doing all these songs for Spidey and Friends, Lego Movie, all that. Lego Movie I know is WB.
Randall's got his own story that he
Boom.
snuck stuff
Matthew
in with.
says the Spidey and Friends theme song is lit. It is absolutely true. Dude, Patrick Stump puts out some bangers. Do you know how crappy the music was in cartoons when I was little? Like, look, man, I love Ghostbusters. Okay, great. But if you watch like 4 or 5 episodes back to back, you hear the exact same 3 songs over and over and over, and it becomes annoying. You listen to this stuff today, I don't even need my kids in the car for me to start singing Moana. I don't even care. I just start walking around when somebody says thank you, and I just start saying, what can I say except you're welcome?
Nope. That's enough, Joe.
For the islands that I laid into the sea. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. You're welcome. I literally can sing the whole thing.
This is the dynamic that we bring, all right? A person with going on 3 kids. Congratulations. Bless your heart, Joe.
By the way.
And somebody who does not have any kids at all. But we both have immense amount of energy.
But I'll let you know.
Yeah.
1, mine is medically induced. 2, my wife is a month away now.
Golly.
We calculated it today. She is a month away.
Huh. That's fun. Joe,
No, it's not. No, it's not.
We got Matthew on the phone lines. We also have Randall's story that he threw out there about how he was able to sneak some things in back in it was the first week of the 89 season. Golly. He said he had I believe it was so he had pantyhose. He wore pantyhose under his parachute pants. Very, very timely. And he had silver bullets stuffed all in those pantyhose. Wonderful, wonderful. And you know what? The parachute pants,
dedication.
Parachute pants can mask it. It was
well, yeah, because again, it's the same reason why every guy gets the girl to wear the boots so they can mask the alcohol.
But we also have Matthew on the lines, and he has an interesting story for us as well. Matthew, we got a little bit of time. You can throw some at us. What's up, bro?
Hey, y'all, what's going on? Former Ole Miss grad, who I know for a fact I snuck in alcohol to games. I don't know anyone who didn't do that.
Right.
At Ole Miss. I mean, we even have beer showers now in the outfield for baseball.
Yeah,
those are so much fun. By the way, have you ever
Yeah.
seen the beer showers? Home
Oh,
run.
yeah,
Well, I mean, Matthew
Well,
has. I know. No, what happens
Okay.
is somebody hits a home run for Ole Miss, and literally the moment that the ball hits, everybody throws it up in the air, and it just looks like a gigantic
That's
think of
sick.
like LeBron throwing the powder in the air.
We got a little bit of time, Matthew. How does Ole Miss do it?
We do it big. We actually kidded about having a sub-major in engineering called booze engineering. People would have ties that would detach that had glass in them. I've seen compartments in places, sensitive places. I've seen flat, like plexiglass everywhere. I saw a girl pull a whole
Whoa.
out of her dress.
Thank you for saying it that way. We got to go, bro. Thanks for that phone call.
We don't condone anything on this show, except for we love sports.
We just want ideas.
Tuscaloosa, we live by the blue-collar basketball motto. Stepping back, the 3, hard work. 2-on-1, driving, stepping through, top shot, got it to go. Teamwork. Playing the song for the champions of the Southeastern Conference. Join us for every game right here on your home for Alabama basketball.
Listen to Alabama basketball all season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That you scheduled your wedding and even your child's birth around your school's game? Of course. But it means more than that. It means you're home to hundreds of Fulbright, Truman, Goldwater, and Rhodes Scholars. It means starting out as the birthplace of American public higher education, and now leading the way in unmanned spacecraft. This is the SEC. And here, it just means more.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. AI-powered betting models to help you make sharper picks during March Madness. Free 7-day trial available now at rhythm.com. That's RITHMM.com.
Auburn Tigers playing today in the Sweet 16 at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey against BYU. The Crimson Tide laying 5.5 points, a total 175.5. The winner will get either Duke or Arizona in the East Region final. Duke, the 9.5-point favorite over the Wildcats. Auburn Tigers meet the Michigan Wolverines at State Farm Arena in Atlanta in the South Region semifinal tomorrow. The Tigers 9.5-point favorites, 153.5 to total. Michigan State a 3.5-point favorite over Ole Miss in the other regional semifinal. Braves at Chris Sale on the mound, $1.30 favorite today at San Diego. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Countdown to the 2025 Trash Pandas season is on. Tickets are available for the full 2025 home schedule, including opening night on Friday, April 4th. But it doesn't end there. The Trash Pandas season opens with 9 home games in 10 days, featuring theme nights, giveaways, fireworks, and more. This opening homestand has it all. For more information, check us out online at trashpandasbaseball.com.
Rocket City, for air that's cool and clean, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get HVAC smart with Professor Green and the expert team at sensagreen.com. Now offering up to $1,500 off any new Bryant system. Whatever it takes, Sensa Green has Huntsville covered. Remember, folks, with innovative, sensible green solutions, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Not a bad Thursday across North Alabama, Southern, Middle Tennessee. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid 70s, only dropping into the mid 50s as we head into the overnight, early into your Friday morning under a mostly cloudy or an overcast sky. And we're going to maintain that cloudy sky as we head into your Friday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid 70s. A couple of folks looking at the upper 70s, dropping into the lower 60s as we head into the overnight. A couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be possible Saturday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the lower 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Second hour, final hour, best hour on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, as you are watching on WZZN TV, as well as listening on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Braves baseball on 97.7 today, starting at 3 o'clock. And then at 5, they will be moving over to Talk Radio WZZN because we've got to get you ready for the Sweet 16 in Alabama and BYU coming up tonight, 6 o'clock tip-off that you'll be able to listen to on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And that also means that if you want to listen to the Huntsville Havoc game tonight with Steve Moulton and myself, that will be over on the Havoc Zone. You can either watch that by going to 977ESPN.com. I should say listen to that. You can also listen to it by downloading the 97.7 app. You'll see the image right there of the Huntsville Havoc logo. Click on that, and it will take you to the broadcast, or you can even watch on Flow Sports, and you can get our broadcast there as well.
No doubt.
Huntsville, Birmingham, /Pelham, /Bulls, /Vipers, tonight at the VBC. Not only is this game sold out, but the Havoc announced yesterday that the next 3 games are sold out tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday, which means the Huntsville Havoc have sold out every single game this season. Every single game.
Should have got the sounder for that.
Nah, you don't need
huge
it.
though.
No,
It's huge.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
To know that this team has sold them out, and then we're going to be going into the playoffs. Now, truth be told, and I'll be honest, I do not know the SPHL schedule for the playoffs. We also don't know the locations of what's going to happen because we know the history of what's happening, and depending on availability at the VBC, a game may have to be moved.
Yeah.
We don't know, but we'll find all that information out. And once we know it, we'll let you know. We may have a better idea next Havoc Hour, which is going to be Tuesday night. We may have a better idea there that we can start announcing just because a lot of it does depend on seeding. Because right now, going into tonight's game, Huntsville is 4 points up on Roanoke for the 2 seed. Now, obviously, we all know that unless a miracle happens, there's no way that Huntsville is going to get the 1 seed. But right now, Huntsville is in second place with those 4 points over Roanoke, and Huntsville has 5 games left. Now, you kind of assume that they're going to be the 2 seed, depending on what happens over this past week, which I assume based on how the schedule goes, Huntsville actually could solidify that this week. Birmingham, on the other hand, they have a lot of question marks because right now they are in 5th place. They are 5 points ahead of Knoxville, that is in 6th place. They have 5 games left, but they also trail Fayetteville by a point for the 4 seed, which would mean that they would be hosting the first round. So that's where it's kind of like it's a little bit more questionable as what they are going to be doing, and the reason why these games and this game tonight is important for them.
No doubt. I'm very excited for the Havoc to continue on tonight. And then on top of that, for the Havoc Hour on Tuesdays, which you can watch on WZZN TV. But, Joe, I'm also very excited for the basketball that we're going to get tonight. As, of course, we have Alabama versus BYU. It's going to be
not BYE.
Not BYE. It's not a bye game. This is actually pretty important. I would say I don't know if it's as competitive as last year's Sweet 16 for Alabama. We'll get back to that in a second because we also have Duke versus Arizona, which should be a very fun game. The only thing is, Arizona sometimes just does not decide to show up, whereas Duke will always show up in these games. And
they're like Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Yeah, exactly, Joe. Yeah. Except for they don't protect your roof. They just protect the hoop. On top of that, Florida versus Maryland's going to be going down, and Texas Tech versus Arkansas. It is an SEC-filled day, and I cannot wait to listen to these games and watch these games on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, as well as wherever they're going to be on. I think TBS is going to cover some of them, and ESPN is probably going to cover the or CBS, sorry. But, Joe, Duke is having a little bit of controversy right now. And it's unfortunate for them. But I brought this up to you.
Great. Wait, no, that's their rival. Never mind.
No, they do a great job on that. It's actually coming from the TV show, the HBO TV show, White Lotus, that I think I brought up to you a few days ago.
Okay, can you tell me what White Lotus is about?
I couldn't tell you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm 2 episodes into the first
I've got
season.
friends that do like viewing recaps of it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. It's an interesting show. It's definitely not for kids, but
no, this is not kid friendly.
It's got me questioning, a lot of things.
I now know what you're talking about.
I watched. Okay, good.
I do. I know what you're talking about.
I watched the first season, some of it. The third season just came out.
You watched the first season and still don't know what the show's about?
I watched like the first 2 episodes of it. All right, I'm still quite.
Why I'm asking.
You're not going to get an answer.
White Lotus. What is White Lotus about?
Well, tell me that first.
No, that's what I'm asking.
I want to know.
What the heck is White Lotus about? That's the question. Follows the wealthy vacationers and staff at a fictional luxury resort, exploring themes of wealth, privilege, and the dark side of human nature through a satirical lens.
It's a psychological type of show. All right.
So it's probably something I would like.
Yeah.
If I wanted to go down that path.
Yeah. If you want to see some.
So is it? It's kind of like a Breaking Bad.
No.
Better Call Saul, like one of those, like where you watch the episode, but you got to focus on everything in the episode.
There's a little bit of that, but that's just good storytelling. It's a little unsettling, and you feel like something can happen at any moment. And it deals with certain themes that are going to be extremely questionable and sometimes extremely sensitive. So that's where Duke comes in, because in the new season, and I'm not going to spoil it for you because I don't even know what I'm exactly looking at right here, but there's a little bit of a scene where
something bad happens.
His guy with a weapon, and
something bad happens.
Something bad happens.
Just
Either
say
way,
it like that. Just end it like that. Just stop right there.
It's led to an unfortunate meme with a guy wearing a Duke sweatshirt and he's contemplating things. All right. Duke decided to comment on this whole thing. And I'll just say this. It's probably still better than what I saw in season one with Timothy Ratcliffe. Oh, yeah, no. This is Timothy Ratcliffe in this new season, played by Jason Isaacs.
So let me emphasize this. So what's happened is the moment the scene took place, because I have seen this around, a lot of people sports media wise in sports said, save this for the next month when Duke loses in the tournament. That was what was said.
And honestly, it would fit perfectly in a very dark humor type of way. But we got a little bit of...
it's the equivalent of that meme where that guy just like, I'm fine. And then he just tries to jokingly
I'm gonna
jump off over the rail. Like, I'm fine. Yeah, that guy.
Frank Tramble, Duke's vice president of communications, marketing, and public affairs, he went out to comment. The White Lotus not only uses our brand without permission, but in our view, uses it on imagery that is troubling and does not reflect our values or who we are, and simply goes too far. Suicide is the second leading cause of death on college campuses. As imagery from the show is being shared widely across social media, we are using our brand to promote mental health awareness and remind people that help is available.
Why do we have to go with all serious after having so much fun in the first hour?
Doesn't have to change the tone, Joe.
Well,
keep it rocking.
You can't make jokes about that.
I'm not making jokes about it. But
I'm just
with a brand like Duke, obviously the distractions are one thing, but it's like, I mean, it could have been any school that rocked this whole thing.
It just happened to be Duke.
They happen to be Duke, and they're so popular to where this is going to happen. You're going to have shows that are going to do this, and now you got to face Arizona with this in the back burner.
Well, there's a very real thing to it, which is why people want to get upset about this. The reason why people, and you will see television shows not use real teams or anything along those lines, is because of this. Like my wife and I are watching a show on Netflix right now called Running Point.
Mm-hmm.
It is basically, I believe is it Kate Hudson, I believe is in this. I don't know the girl's name. Some blonde girl that my wife likes. But the show is about a girl who her oldest brother, who is the president of the team, gets put in rehab, and he makes her the acting president. The team is awful. There's issues on the team and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
It's actually a really funny show, and I really do kind of watch it. But at the same time, you're watching it and you start looking at, she's like, the LA Waves are one of the most successful basketball programs in history, and one of the most, the most famous basketball organization around the world. And you're just going, yeah, you basically are just trying to say the Lakers, right? And then to cap it off right now, this is where like it's kind of like one of those, oh wait, they definitely are basically saying that they're the Lakers without actually using the name of the Lakers, because in one of the opening scenes they have these trophies all around the president's table, which is like representation of all of the trophies and stuff.
I bet
they've won.
I bet Bobby Bryant won those for him.
Maybe so. That's what Tom would say. But at the same time, you start looking at the years on some of the trophies, and they're the exact same years that the LA Lakers won. Like, 2009, 1987. Then you go, oh, look, there's one from like 1972. And it's like, okay, so it's LA without actually saying it. This is the reason, man, because you know what happens? People want to get butthurt about everything because somebody wants to make a joke about it.
But it leads to a terrible show. Not a terrible show, but it leads to it being a little bit more like a Disney movie.
Well, it makes it a little bit fake. Like, it's very hard. That the stories.
I can't get into that, though.
The stories with the show on Running Point, there's a lot of obviously turned up to 10, like satire on some things.
Regardless, though, there is that Clippers documentary that I also is like a docudrama, whatever it is. It also seems like it's a little B rank, even though the players are still wearing Clippers uniforms.
The reason for that is because it is based on a team and of people that are still alive, and some are still playing in the league or are coaching a major organization right now. Now, I will tell you right now, this is it, and this is alternate universes. I was talking with somebody about this yesterday. The whole idea of looking back at your life and deciding like, okay, in this moment in my life, in this very second, if I would have chosen to go left instead of going right, where would my life be right now? Okay. If JJ Redick had reacted differently on that Clippers team than what he did, because he is a really good guy and he's a great mind and he's a great athlete. And I'm not connecting this to Duke just because he played at Duke.
Yeah.
But if he would have done differently, he would not be the coach of the LA Lakers right now. Not because of the fact that he would have interviewed and not gotten the gig or his career would have went a different way. Because what happened? This show came out literally months before he was named the head coach of the LA Lakers. And somebody portrays JJ Redick in this in an extremely positive way because, well, it's JJ. That's exactly what it is. It's not like it's a fake story. That's who JJ was. But that's choosing path A or over path B. The show actually on HBO that you need to watch is the one about the Showtime Lakers. That one, fantastic. It pisses me off that they only went 2 seasons because the last episode is like slowly building through like the 70s and the 80s, and then boom, it jumps ahead to the end of the 80s, and you're like, that sucks.
It's all right. It's
like,
all right.
they did it because they canceled the show and they had to like complete the story. So yes, you will have shows that want to put team names and team logos on it, like the one we were just talking about with the Clippers and the Lakers. That's based on them.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the running point where it's the LA Waves. And then
cringy, in my opinion.
And when it gets to the actual basketball part of the show, the uniforms look absolutely stupid. And you're just looking at this going, I can't even envision this team winning a championship. Like it genuinely
being
is.
in the NBA.
Yeah, like think about it. There are certain teams that you close your eyes and you try to envision them winning a championship in certain uniforms, and you just go, yeah, that just doesn't do it.
I see it though. I'm watching. I'm looking at it.
You see how god awful the uniforms look?
At least are they?
No, they're ugly.
Are they Nike?
They're no, it doesn't matter if they're Nike.
That helps it out a lot, Joe.
No,
believe it or not,
they're awful. They are some hideous uniforms.
At least they got
and
orange
this
ones
is supposed to be one of the biggest organizations in basketball history. Think about the biggest teams in sports history. The Lakers, the Celtics. You go around and look at the Red Wings in hockey. You can look at the Yankees in baseball. You can look at the Patriots. All of those teams did it with actually good uniforms. Could you really envision, even though they made it to the Super Bowl, the New England Patriots winning the Super Bowl in the uniforms where they played Brett Favre and the Packers with those gigantic helmets on the side of their jerseys? Like that uniform is hideous. You can't envision that. Like right now with the Marlins, those uniforms are god-awful. It's still weird to think about them winning it with the uniforms that they had. You still can't envision that. There's some teams that their uniforms are so bad that you just can't see them winning the World Series. Arizona Diamondbacks, they even made it to the World Series a couple years ago. It was weird to even see the World Series patch on their jerseys.
Yeah, it was.
Because it was odd because of those uniforms. They're ugly.
The Waves remind me of Pepperdine. You know, Pepperdine. How do you pronounce it?
You're an Abraham. I don't know.
I am 0-3 on today. Regardless, we will have our predictions for some of the basketball games that are going on tonight, if not all of them. But, Joe, we got a nice special guest coming up.
We do. In fact, I was just texting with him a few seconds ago before we came on the air. And it is Barrett Sallee. You know him for college football and everything. Tom had him on a couple of weeks ago. And the reason is because he is now the voice that you're going to hear before every single Atlanta Braves game as a part of the Braves Radio Network. He's going to be hosting your pregame, your postgame, all of that. And we are going to talk to him here in just a minute as the Braves are getting ready to go over in San Diego. First pitch of opening day is at 3:10 here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. We'll talk to Barrett Sallee next on the Blitz as well as on WZZN TV.
Are you trying to find a new house? Are you trying to find the right loan? The right people to do your loan? Look no further than the Bank of Frank Ewing and Hazel Green. John Kendall, the Vice President of Mortgage with me. John, when they need a loan, and I say they, when people need a loan, it's about them.
That's right, Scott. Our whole motto is it's all about you. We're going to be okay. You're the one making the investment. We want to make sure that you're taken care of.
How do they find you?
Give us a call at 256-507-9180, or they can catch us online at bankofFrankEwing.com.
It's Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green, where they take the home loan to you and they make it all about you. Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green is an FDI insured bank, as well as an equal housing lender.
NMLS number 446707.
Rocket City, for air that's cool and clean, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get HVAC smart with Professor Green and the expert team at sensagreen.com. Now offering up to $1,500 off any new Bryant system. Whatever it takes, Sensa Green has Huntsville covered. Remember, folks, with innovative, sensible green solutions, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well-trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Forgiveness. Wow, what a word. What a gift. All of us have done things in our lives that we regret. All of us have done things that are disobedient. All of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Thank God for his forgiveness. Thank God that he separates our sins as far as the east is from the west and remembers them no more. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor at Cross Point Church, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison. Check us out at cpcfamily.org.
Are we ever going to retire this song, Joe?
Heck no, we're not going to retire this song. This song's going to be on longer than any Abraham's ever going to be on 97.7.
That might not be true, Joe.
No, Between you two, somebody's going to be here for the next 2, 3, 4 decades. By that time, we'll have a new Braves baseball stadium somewhere.
Well, Jared
Probably
said
a new Nissan stadium.
Jared said early in the chat that would be crazy to think about. He said, I do like the idea of having Tom Jr. for the next 30 years.
So now you're known as Tom Jr.?
He spelled it wrong. It's THOM, not TH or TOM.
No, he did that on purpose, just like Tom said Johnny Broom.
I get it now.
Yeah, see now again. Yeah, 256-576 gets you into 97.7's the other end of that you're going to kind of need on that. But you're not going to be able to get in right now because not only did we have opening day last week, I'm going to have opening day tomorrow morning, and we have opening day today as the Braves and Padres get going at 3:10 Central on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And luckily for you, they're on the West Coast, but this first game is actually going to be at a time that you can watch it. And before every bit of that, you get to hear this man and Barrett Sallee now pregame, postgame for the Braves radio network. And he joins us right now on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Man, how does it feel to kind of hear that besides your name right now?
It's kind of surreal, man. It's kind of surreal being associated with, the greatest professional sports franchise out there, and the biggest sports radio network in the world. It's surreal. Excited about getting started today. Excited about what should be, I think, a championship season. And man, it's can't wait to get started.
Well, no, and with this, because we only air a couple of games, obviously during spring training and this for this, and we know, like, when we talk about the NFL, I've always said the preseason is great for one reason, and that's to get all the bugs out. Like, the reason why the Trash Pandas right now have done all these games where UAH and Alabama and Auburn and all these teams and Army and UNA have all played at the stadium over the past few weeks, kind of get the bugs worked out before the Trash Panda season starts. Have you been able to do anything like that where you've kind of done a couple of pre-games during spring training or anything?
Yeah, we did the full pre and post Sunday. It was the Orioles game in Cool Today Park. So we did the pre and post that day. I'll go ahead and tell you, pregame was some of the best radio you'll ever hear. Postgame was some of the worst radio you'll ever hear.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, excited to get things going, man. This is a great time of year. So yeah, we did the full run through. There's a few subtle changes we're making as a network compared to what we did last season when K-Mac was here. So you might notice a little bit of a different sort of tone, but yeah, all in all, just excited to bring Braves baseball to Braves country for what should be a great season.
Well, and one of the names that we thought we were actually going to be hearing was Ian Anderson, and then we woke up on Sunday and we found out that Ian Anderson's going to be wearing a new jersey today, as he's no longer a member of the Atlanta Braves. But this pitching staff, how does the addition, how are we talking about now with this team? Because look, I'll be honest, and you've been through this too. I look up on TV, and as I'm looking up on TV right now, they're talking about who do you think is going to win the World Series? And a lot of the answers are Dodgers, but if there's a team right beneath it that they keep saying, it's Atlanta Braves. It's still weird for me to see that and for me to believe that. Tell us about this pitching staff, because that's going to be a big part of it.
Yeah, I'm more confident in the pitching staff than maybe others are. Spencer Schwellenbach, that kid was, I hate to say wise beyond his years, but he was wise beyond his years last year. He was absolutely incredible with the way he approaches games, with the way he adjusts on the mound. And I think for him to have a full, real offseason. Remember last year, Snitker said he didn't even know who Spencer Schwellenbach was. Yes. Think about that. And now he's, entrenched in the rotation. Chris Sale. I don't think we should expect the Triple Crown because that's insane to think about. But I think with him, you have a stalwart, you have a quality, 1B, with Spencer being the 1A. I think ultimately that's the way they want this thing to operate. I was very interested and surprised, honestly, that Smith Shawver's getting that 4th spot instead of that 5th spot, but then kind of sat back and looked at it and realized, okay, Smith Shawver's made some playoff starts, and you can trust him to a point. So let's get him out there because in the rotation, knowing that he's probably going to stay there once Strider gets back, and let Grant Holmes take that 5 spot and get ready for a trip to the bullpen. When Strider comes back. I know Grant Holmes played well as a starter, pitched great as a starter, but if he's a reliever, I think that's the sort of ultimate plan A. So it's a good staff. It's a really good staff, especially if AJ Smith Shawver follows through on hype that seems to have followed him for 2-3 years now. He's never really gotten a chance, or at least a chance on a regular basis. And I'm excited to see what he does with it, because the stuff is there. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Well, and you mentioned Strider on this, and you kind of Acuna and trying to figure out what all the limitations are for him. What is the update right now on those two for Braves fans? And again, they've been paying attention to Alabama basketball and baseball and all that, and they may not have even watched spring training.
Yeah. I think for Acuna, he could hit right now. There's no doubt about that. I think, he has not been cleared to run around in the outfield. I think that's sort of the last thing, because, you can hit with an ACL, making those cuts in the outfield, rounding the bases, things like that. are sort of the last things to come into play. He could, I mean, right now, honestly, I think he could probably be cleared and actually playing games by early May. But since, everybody in the planet makes the playoffs,
absolutely,
they're going to be really, really cautious with him because they know they'd like to win the NL East. They know they don't have to. So, for Ronald, be patient. Sort of the same thing with Strider. I don't think the two starts really had anything to do with, escalating his timeline. They knew he was going to start games in spring training. I think you're looking at probably 2, maybe 3 in Gwinnett when the season starts, and then most likely he's going to get called up. But Alex Anthopoulos was on with us in 680 Fan yesterday, and he said, look, he's not getting called up to just pitch. He's getting called up to pitch the rest of the season. So they're going to be really, really careful with him too. So I think for him, probably early to mid-May. I mean, I guess it kind of depends on how quickly they ramp him up. The next appearance for him, they're probably going to try to get him 4 full innings, assuming there's not just a disaster of an inning that's like 20, 25 pitches. They're going to try to get him 4. That's generally how they plan things for a third start from rehab. So after that, we'll see.
All right, so this is it's kind of a 2-part question, but I'm genuinely curious about this because keeping Acuna in the lineup for 150 games, not even going to say 162, 150 games is important. But for the Braves, obviously he plays the outfield, and that's where we've kind of looked at as like, okay, is this going to kind of wear and tear on his body? Does this Braves outfield need his glove and arm to be successful?
Oh man,
just in the field. I mean, just in the field.
Just in the field, probably not. Probably not. You put Kelnick back there. I know Kelnick draws a bunch of hate, but he's a pretty decent outfielder. He's better than decent outfielder, I would say. Eli White, the super Swiss Army knife, he could probably play out there. Yeah, they don't really need his glove. He's obviously a plus defender. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But is that really his? I mean, honestly, if you're ranking how good Acuna is of the 5 tools, right?
Yes,
that's probably number 5.
Right.
Right. Arm strength is up there, but defense in general, that's probably number 5.
Well, and that's the reason why I asked this as a 2-part question, because obviously Marcell Ozuna is going to be your DH, but is there a thought like, look, his bats and his speed on the bases and his ability to steal bases is more important than also putting him in the outfield and adding wear and tear to the body through the year, transitioning him to the DH? Would that be something that could be considered, even though you do have a bat like an Ozuna that, I mean, again, last couple of years hasn't been amazing in the outfield, but I'm just saying, like, using that DH position to keep Acuna healthy for the entire season?
No, I don't think so, because that, the rounding the bases, things like that, they don't want him doing that. And they feel like they can get enough, I wouldn't say Jurickson Profar as Ronald Acuna, but they're kind of the same kind of player, right?
Yeah.
So I would say that they wouldn't do that unless Ozuna gets hurt. And even if they do, I would be surprised because, again, like rounding the bases with that knee is one of the last things that come into play. And 2 years ago when, or I guess, what was it, 22, when Ronnie came back, I mean, he's even said he did not trust his knee. He simply didn't trust it. So going through that, I think for him, is something he's been thinking about. But then B, I think the Braves recognize, hey, let's just not do that again. Because the time frame from when he got hurt in 21 to when he came back was like 9.5 months, which was like the same time frame as like yesterday. Right? Honestly, it was like that. So again, that time frame's there, but they don't want to live by that time frame. They want to take more time for him.
Joined right now, Barrett Sallee of the Braves Radio Network. You're going to be hearing him in a few hours here as he is in one of the most amazing studios in all of sports, getting to overlook a baseball stadium every single day.
And you know what? I'm walking around the Battery right now, and I don't know if these kids are on spring break or not, but this lawn is already filled with a bunch of elementary school kids getting ready to watch the first game of the season.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, look, this is how legit and awesome it is to be having for opening day. We were talking about this earlier. Did the Tokyo series ruin any of your excitement for today at all?
Honestly, I forgot that it happened until you just said it.
That's like, I know, like, there's so many people I've watched on ESPN and everything that said, you know, the Tokyo series, why is opening day happening here? It should be in the States. And I woke up this morning and I went, it's opening day.
It's a totally different feeling.
It's a totally different vibe.
Totally different feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
absolutely
even for Cubs and Dodgers fans, I would imagine that's the same feeling.
Yeah. Like, it's like, I would think that, yes, the series happened. It was 2 games and that, you know, that they go against your 162, but at the same time, I don't think those are going to make or break if the Dodgers are making the playoffs or if the Cubs are making the playoffs.
I mean, maybe the Cubs, but I don't think from a fan perspective, like, the excitement's the excitement, man. Like, it's different.
Yeah, it is. And then you add into it a guy that is originally was supposed to, most likely we could go ahead and say that Dre Baldwin was, the thought was he was going to start in Gwinnett. You think that he was, but then the Murphy's injury takes place, which is another question for here in just a second. But now you get not only opening day, you get the number 1 prospect in your minor league system today. How is that going to work with him, the pitching staff and everything, getting his first start over in San Diego?
Yeah, I mean, they like him. Chris Sale has pitched to him 3 times, and I don't know if you guys know this. Chris Sale has never, ever shaken a catcher off,
right?
Like dating back to like 9th grade. He's never done it, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like, he'll tell you that. And so for Drake Baldwin to have that experience, I mean, we can talk about the other pitchers too, but for him to have that experience with Chris Sale, and for Chris Sale to say, hey, you know what? This dude's ready to go. That speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. So, and defense was sort of the last thing that people were concerned about with him, right? Like, everyone knew his bat was live. So, I think he's ready. I think the weird thing for him is how good is he going to be? Because if he's elite, do you go 3-2, 2-3 with Sean Murphy,
right?
Or do you send him to Gwinnett to get every day at bats? I don't know the answer to that. Or do you keep him in the lineup to give them a big left-handed bat? I think there are a lot of different variables. So it's almost like you want him to be really, really good, but not too good, but not suck.
Yes.
It's a hard spot to be in.
Well, and it's a hard spot to be in because you do have a guy that you just traded for that is a good catcher, but that goes back to like the Profar situation as well. As look, even Acuna, let's be honest, a player can be amazing, but it doesn't help you if they're not between the white lines. Like, it's getting on the field is the important part. And with Murphy, the injuries, Acuna injury, the Profar injury, like, I'm going, all right, because I'm still skeptical on him because the year that everybody's excited about has also been the 1 year that he's played the best. And I'm like, what is this going to be? It's a great problem to have, though, to have 2 really good catchers because the Braves have handled this situation just a couple of years ago when they had 2 good catchers.
Yeah, they did. And they've done it consistently. I mean, it's been, you know, Kurt Suzuki and Tyler Flowers. I mean, they've generally done a really, really good job of this. And I would imagine the plan A would be to keep doing that because Sean Murphy, great defender. I mean, you can look at, there's a lot of metrics out there, but they always point out pitching ERA to a catcher. And Sean Murphy has been excellent with that. But his bat's his bat. You know, he struggled in a huge way. And so they want to give him a chance to fix that, not just for financial reasons, but I mean, they honestly believe that he can be that good again, but he might not be. You know, there's a little bit of doubt there. So it's an interesting situation, but I'm excited to see what Drake can do because again, they've loved him. They've loved him for a long time. And I think for the Braves, this is the future.
Well, and this is where I get nervous about Murphy because, again, we talk about availability. He played 72 games last year. He was 108 games back in 2023. You go back to when he was with Oakland, he had 43 games, 119 games. Like, he's never been, obviously, with being a catcher, you're going to give him a few more days off. But he's more of your traditional catcher that we saw like in the 90s, where it's more about how he does with the pitching staff and being able to control and keep them confident on the mound than it is him being like a Buster Posey, where he's also this big bat that you can put in the lineup and you know he's also going to be able to hit a monster home run.
Yeah, I mean it's very similar to that. That's one of the biggest storylines that we're going to run into probably in 3 weeks, because they're going to give Sean probably a week in Gwinnett, and if he comes, he's going to get called up after that, obviously.
Yeah.
But if he's not hitting the way he should against AAA pitchers, it's a good problem to have, but it's going to be a problem.
Absolutely, it is, and that's where, especially when you start talking about September, October, when you are going up against teams like, look, we joke about the Dodgers and how great they are, but also there's not a point in that lineup where you're looking at it going, okay, I can breathe for a second with this guy up. There's
No,
not
not
that.
at all. Yeah.
But with Murphy, you can be like, all right, well, if he hits one, he hits one, but we're banking on this. And you talked about with the way of the catchers. Now, as far as this as a whole, and the Braves are starting on the road, they are going to see the Dodgers in the next 4 days. What do you think about this road trip going ahead, starting it against the team that you just lost the playoffs against? Like literally, you're going back to the scene of the crime. And then you're going to LA, which is the number 1 team in the National League, and you're playing them 3 and 4 days into the season.
I actually like it. You get a good gauge of who you are. You get started away from the state. The Braves love starting on the road. I know fans hate it.
Yes.
But the Braves love it. I mean, that's the ideal situation for them, and they'll tell you. To go up against those teams when everybody's healthy for the most part, and everybody's rested for the most part, they like that, because they're basically going to know who they are, what they are, at least in terms of how they manage, how they match up against the top competition right away. Now I know Acuna and Strider coming back, but the pitching staff of the Dodgers is also banged up a little bit. But a lot more people are going to get injured. I hate to say that, but it's going to happen. So the Braves love it. I don't necessarily think that I hate it, but I know fans do.
And trust me, I do, because I get excited about it's opening day. Let's go watch the team. Or, hey man, it's opening day. Why don't we do the show from Atlanta somewhere and we just go to the game right after? Like, we want to do that. Now, as far as opening day, we just talked about a few minutes ago, like the whole Tokyo series and starting it off this way. We talked to Ben Ingram last week. When I asked him this question, I was kind of curious about your answer. What it would be was, if the Braves did start the season in another country, sort of like what the Dodgers and Cubs did. Obviously, Japan is the favorite. They've had it in, I think, South Korea, but where would you pick?
Ooh, Australia.
That'd be kind of awesome.
Would be so cool.
Playing baseball down under.
No, so in Major League Baseball actually did that in 2014. The Dodgers and Diamondbacks started in Sydney.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
NASCAR also did something in Australia.
That.
See?
That would be awesome. The time zone would be the time change would be really, really awkward. But man, Australia would be awesome.
I like Australia, and I'm not gonna lie, and I've said this a little while ago. I would love to see a Major League Baseball game in Havana. I really genuinely.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Like,
that'd be fun.
But see, and this is where my thing is because Barrett, John knows this. I've gotten like elbows deep into Japanese baseball over the last 6 months because of that new game that came out. He knows, and Barrett knows which one I'm talking about. Like this new baseball game that comes out. It hurt me watching the series between the Dodgers and Cubs because it didn't feel like Japanese baseball. It felt like American baseball happening in Japan. There was no chance. There was none of that stuff. If this series happened in Havana and Cuba, dude, I want the drums. I want the vuvuzelas. I want all of that. Give me Cuban culture with the game.
That would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. I could get down with that.
See, so that's but the Australia, that would be kind of awesome. Trying to see a Cunha stand beside a kangaroo. I think that would be kind of awesome.
And I say that for selfish reasons because I want to go. Now, I'm totally fine with Bristol, Tennessee. It's very close to Australia.
It's one. A matter of fact, actually, when I think of Bristol, Tennessee, I get that confused with Australia.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too.
They're identical. I mean, when they said that the Olympics were in Sydney, I thought they were going to be in Bristol. I thought that was what it was.
I thought Olympic Stadium was the raceway.
See, it is
a little bit less Vegemite.
Yeah, just a little bit on that. See, what you mentioned, selfish reasons and getting to go. I know that you're going to be, because you broadcast from 680 when you do the games. Do you get to go on any of the road trips at all, or is everything that's done in Atlanta for you?
Yeah, everything's here. Unless there's like a massive emergency, but no, everything's here except. I mean, I don't know what we're doing with the Raceway race up in Bristol. I have no idea yet. So that one wouldn't surprise me. But no, everything's here. Everything's at the Battery. And look, even though it's a road game, man, this place is packed today.
I know it is. And it is awesome that you even said that. Like, I don't even know what, like, are these kids even in school? Like, what the heck are they supposed to be doing?
There are a lot who are not. I don't know what they're doing because spring break is not this week here, but they're hanging out.
All right. Well, look, first pitch is at 3:10. What time do you guys go live Eastern time?
Eastern time, our pregame show goes off at 2:50. So 1:50 Central time, we'll be on the air with the Ford leadoff show from the 680 The Fan Studios and across the Braves radio network.
Sweet, bro. Well, look, man, Garrett, seriously, congratulations. I
Thank
love
you.
it for you, man. This is so awesome to see you doing this. I know obviously we love you in college football, but I know how much of this is like your jam with as many Braves games as you went to in your life. Bro, it's so awesome seeing you getting this opportunity.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm stoked, man. This is going to be awesome.
Awesome, man. All right, congratulations, bro. We'll be listening to you here in just a little bit on 97.7 when you guys get going.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, see you, man. That's Barrett Sallee of the Braves Radio Network. And yes, right after Tom's show, that is what we're going to be sending it to, as Barrett's going to be getting you going for Braves and Padres.
You getting the tingles yet, Joe? You're starting to feel like the air flying through, the sun on your skin while you're watching a baseball game. And on top of that, dude, Trash Pandas right around the corner
Trash
too.
Pandas is April 4th.
Oh my god.
April 4th against Chattanooga is when it's going to be. And no, every single day and every single opening day that I think of, I always think of the opening day on the movie Major League 2, not Major League, because Major League, there was nobody in the stands, but Major League 2, they're filming the movie in Baltimore at Oriole Park. And it's that whole, it's cold, it's a little cloudy, overcast sky, but it's opening day. Like, that's what I always envision now with opening day. But this is going to be sunny. San Diego, it's going to be first pitches at like 1:00 over there in San Diego. Like, everybody in the city is going to be paying attention because honestly, the Padres are really the only game in town, and it's going to be fun to see. But Barrett likes the fact that you're going ahead and getting some of these games out against the Dodgers and Padres.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see if this Braves team is going to have a little deja vu because they never play well. I don't know. Look, this could be a stat that I could be 1,000% wrong on. But I want to say that the Braves record at Petco Park and in the city of San Diego, out of all the teams that they play in, as far as percentage wise, because we know they play in Philly and Montreal and all this a lot more, has to be one of the highest that they have as far as losing percentage on the road. Has to be in San Diego.
Yeah,
this team, I feel like, never plays well there.
I wouldn't call it deja vu. I'd call it PTSD.
Shut your mouth.
I'm just saying. I just
All
throw
right.
that out to you.
We wrap up the Blitz and we come back 97.7 WZZN TV on this beautiful Thursday.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Have you discovered Good Company Cafe? The place for breakfast, brunch, lunch, and so much more. Enjoy brunch all day and pair with one of our many seasonal refreshing drinks, including alcoholic and non-alcoholic options. Choose inside or outside on our gorgeous, spacious, dog-friendly patio and have some fun with friends playing yard games in the courtyard. See catering, to-go options, and lots more at goodcompany-cafe.com. Good Company Cafe, 7500 South Memorial Parkway.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up. By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
The Bass Pro Shops Red Crest Championship Outdoor Expo will be at the Von Braun Center April 4th, 5th, and 6th in conjunction with the MLF Red Crest Championship on Lake Gunnersville. The Outdoor Expo will be open from 11 to 6:30 daily, and the first 200 kids 14 and under on Saturday will receive a free Abu Garcia rod and reel, courtesy of WHNT News 19. There will be hourly giveaways, tackle and boat deals, seminars, and a chance to meet the pros. And it's free of charge. The Bass Pro Shops Red Crest Championship Outdoor Expo, April 4th through 6th at the BBC.
Rocket City, for air that's cool and clean, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Get HVAC smart with Professor Green and the expert team at sensagreen.com. Now offering up to $1,500 off any new Bryant system. Whatever it takes, Sensa Green has Huntsville covered. Remember, folks, with innovative, sensible green solutions, contact Sensa Green Heating, Cooling, and Insulation.
Never miss 1 second of Charger baseball with the Charger Zone.
Stevens is going to send this one into the gap. J.C. Wilburn get to it. He dives and dives.
Only on 97.7 ESPN.com and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app.
Good stuff from you, Joe. A good little conversation you just had.
Thank you, sir. I love Barrett.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he's getting this opportunity. And I also love when good things happen to good people. And Barrett is an absolutely amazing person. And I love that he is getting this opportunity to literally, I mean, outside of actually doing the play-by-play for the Braves games, this man is getting to live his dream today.
No doubt
and I think
about
it's
that.
amazing.
Yeah, and we've been all over the place today as we've talked a little bit of basketball, talked a little bit of baseball, talked a little bit of fictional basketball, and now we might talk a little bit of football to end out the show. But before we do that, I do want to talk a little bit about Alabama BYU just to finish off that conversation. Joe, Nate Oates was looking at this BYU team, and the closest comparison that he could give us, Kentucky. A little bit faster version of Kentucky. So when you think about that, Joe, what does Alabama need to do to get the win in this one?
Stop shooting or stop the three. I mean, it's BYU has made more threes this season than what Alabama has. Like it's right now, if you look at the head-to-head shooting as far as opponents are concerned, BYU has made 372 threes. Alabama's made 357. Yeah. Now, the difference in this is that BYU does not shoot anywhere close to what Alabama does, which is kind of crazy because BYU is actually more set on their defense. Their defense is better than what a lot of teams know about that and know about them. Offensively, though, they're barely scoring over 80 points, and Alabama averages allowing 80 points a game. Yeah. It's like 81 points a game what they're allowing. So it does everything for this comes down to threes. Here's the difference as well between the Big 12 and the SEC. This is going to be the fourth ranked opponent that the Cougars have faced in the last 5 games.
Here we go.
Alabama's did that like every single week of the regular season.
It seems like they never had a break, especially not in these last few months. But yeah, you are right. This BYU team loves the 3-ball, high percentage, but at the same time, they rank 26th in points altogether. You said it, 81.3 points a game is their average.
Richie Saunders had an amazing game for BYU.
And this team
25 points last game.
Also allows just 71.6 on defense. So that's going to be something to see how Alabama's tested with it.
BYU is better at turnovers, getting turnovers. I know they're going to turn it over, but they're better at getting turnovers than what Alabama is.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's another thing is you cannot turn the basketball over. I know it's a Sweet 16. You're a little bit better now. You're going to see better competition. Okay. But I also think that these two teams are going to come into the game the nerves will not be there the way that it was last weekend
No
because
doubt.
you've had a week to kind of chill, understand what you're going through and what you're playing and all of that. And I think that this is where it's going to be. Alabama has a major edge on the boards, which is something that is kind of crazy to think about at times because Alabama down low has actually been something that's kind of hindered them a little bit.
They've been getting better at it, though.
They have gotten better.
They've been upgrading.
But turnovers,
Yeah.
turnovers.
And also the health of the team. It should be all out great. Only guy that you might have to look at would be Grant Nelson. He says he's sitting at 90%, but he says he's been sitting at that for the entire season. But regardless of that, I think it's going to be a solid Alabama game. I think they will get the victory. I don't think it's going to be easy, but I don't think it's going to be as stressful as last year. I think they played, it was either North Carolina in the Sweet 16 or was it Clemson, Joe? I'm just either way, they beat both of those teams. Those two games, extremely stressful. This one, I'm feeling a little bit better.
This is also the furthest that Alabama has gotten as a 2 seed in the program history. This is the second time that they've gotten to the Sweet 16 as a 2 seed. They have never gotten past this as a 2 seed.
I don't mind the consistency, Joe, but we got to hop into the phone lines
Let's
before
finish
we
this
get out
off
of
with
here.
the phone lines. And Noah, how's it going, man?
Pretty good.
Oh, sweet. What's up, bro?
I just wanted to talk a little bit of football free agency. I know that y'all been doing baseball and basketball and everything, but
Tis the season, man.
On football.
Yeah.
So, first of all, DJ Moore went to the Vikings.
Yep.
3 different wide receivers: Jordan Addison, Jet Jefferson, and DJ Moore. If J.J. McCarthy could have landed on any team, I'm pretty sure he'd be praying to land on the Vikings right now.
Oh, no doubt
Absolutely.
about it. It's going to be wonderful, and I'll let you get one more in here because the music just hit. But no, I think how you make it even better if you're a Viking, you add DJ Moore. Talk about 3 totally different wide receivers that all are at the top of the NFL in their own respected way.
Yep. And then Sam Darnold went to Seattle, and Geno to Las Vegas. 2 different quarterback moves that I think will improve both teams.
All right, Noah, we appreciate it, bro. Also, tonight, Havoc, 7:15 puck drop. It's Mike Robinson's birthday. Go get us a dub.
birthday!
Congratulations. Happy birthday, bro.
Joe,
We'll see you tonight.
I changed my ex profile name.
What?
Bobby White, his team takes great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand